Alrighty, so UFC Brandon Moreno versus Loner Kavanaugh has taken place. It is currently Monday, so we're 2 days removed from that event. It was it was low-key a good event. Like, I imagine, like, in history, it'll go down as, like, a pretty okay event. Loner Kavanaugh masterclass Brandon Moreno. I didn't think I'd be saying those words. However, I did say I could see Loner Kavanaugh edging a 3-2 decision, and yeah, I think I called it pretty perfectly. You can go back and watch that prediction video. It'll age like a fine wine, just like all my prediction videos do. I went 8-5 for the event. 2026 is year of accountability. As you can see, I have all the events so far listed with the record on this notepad. Don't worry, I'm not Lakari. I don't have any fucking weird ass links on my notepad. That was a wild saga that I recently saw. What the fuck? But yeah. We've had some negative events this year, but we're bringing it back. We're back in the winners column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think three out of 5 events so far we've gone positive. We picked Bobby Green when the world was against us, and that is indeed true. I was one of the only people. You can name an MMA YouTuber down in the comments that you watch or something that picked Bobby Green. You'll never get vintage picks like that unless you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Stay tuned for all my picks and predictions and live streams on every single UFC event. Just saying. All right, shameless plug over. But yeah, I did pick Bobby Green. I said he was the better fighter, skill for skill, and I don't think Daniel Zellhuber's dangerous. Turns out I was right. Daniel Zellhuber's also dumb. Big, dumb idiot. And then the other note I wrote down is Brandon sucks, like I said. Yeah, like, I don't like seeing Brandon Moreno lose, but he is dumb in his fights, and I've always said it. He's got an ego, and he doesn't do enough. Like, he presents himself like he's got this aura, like he's this high-level elite fighter, and then he just doesn't do anything. Like, he jabs and twos, and that's it. But yeah, that's the recap for the Brandon Moreno versus Loner Kavanaugh fight. Let's get into the fight card. Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira, UFC 326. I haven't looked at this card too deeply. I've heard it is the best card of the year so far. We will figure that out together. Big fights coming up. UFC 326 was recently announced. That card looks insane. All right, we got Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira in the main event. I've been thinking about this one for a while, and I've uploaded already, since I'm recording this on Monday, I think I have a video already coming out Tuesday, so this is going out Thursday, as I upload 2 videos a week. The Thursday upload, though, or the reason why this is a Thursday instead of a Tuesday upload, like I normally do, is because I wanted more time to think of this Max Holloway Charles Oliveira fight. Okay, it's an interesting one. Anyways, we'll get to it when we get to it. You know, let's not get to the dessert before the fucking appetizer. You know what I mean? But yeah, Kyle Brahelio, Reiner de Ritter. Ooh, okay. Rob Font, Raul Rosas. Weird. Drew Dober, Michael Johnson. Okay. MJ's back. Love to see that. G-Rod, Bruno Ferreira. The rematch? Okay, a little weird. Cody Garbrandt, Long Zhao. Odd. Okay, Cody Bumdidge. Didn't this guy fight like a week ago? What the fuck is he doing already? And a bunch of nobodies, as the great bedtime MMA would say. Yeah, this, wow, cast on below. Interesting. Anyways, we're gonna get this card started with Luke Fernandez versus Adolfo Gelato Bellato. What the fuck? Angelo from We Want Picks. What are you still doing in the UFC, brother? Holy shit, cut this guy already, man. Navajo Sterling. Not like an embarrassing loss, but Jesus fucking Christ. Who is giving this guy a job? Decision majority when he got PTSD from the great Paul Craig. What a legend of the sport, man. Paul Craig. People forget, man. Good times. Yeah, this is a debut. Yeah, Rafael, that, whatever the fuck. Yeah, I'm a UFC fan. All right, 4 years in the business. You know how this goes. This is a picks and prediction thing. I like to go fresh in. That, I like it fresh. All right, I don't like doing all this research and blah 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 blah. I rely on my elite ball knowledge to get my picks. I'm going to be picking Luke Fernandez, even though this is a debut. 6-0, don't mind that. This is light heavyweight, which is a shit division. Very, very shallow division. So it doesn't take much. Little worried there. Rodolfo Bellato sucks. Like, this guy sucks. Like, this guy is really, really bad. He got knocked out by Ior Pateria. People forget, man. He got knocked out by Ior Pateria, and the ref just let it happen. Let Bellato be knocked out. Ior is so dumb. He gasses out going for the finish, ground and pound, and Bellato's able to recover and wake up after being knocked unconscious. If you want to watch a weird fight, that is a weird fight. Ior Pateria, Rodolfo Bellato. Jimmy Crute decision, draw, dog shit. Oh man, what a rank fight that was. Paul Craig, he literally was losing. Paul Craig got a takedown. That's how bad this guy. I think Paul Craig's got a 10% fucking takedown rate, okay? That's how bad this fucking Bellato kid was losing, alright? Paul Craig was landing nice knees, landing nice kicks. And then the decision to Navajo Sterling. I just don't like this. I really, really don't like this. I'm going to go against Gelato Bellato here. He doesn't have a good chin. He hits pretty hard. I do think he hits hard. I do think there's if he KOs Luke Fernandez, I'm not going to be the biggest fucking, I'm not going to be shocked because this guy does throw big overhands. But he's so chinnable. If I'm a light heavyweight, a lean light heavyweight, and you tell me Bellato's my debut, I'm fucking licking my lips. Please. Because, dude, this guy's, he doesn't move his head. And he has this, stance like this. And his stance is like this. Doesn't move his head. His wrestling is there, I guess. But he can get wrestled. I just don't trust it. We're going to move on. Gaston Bolaños. Yeah, we're going with the debut decision here. But yeah, Gaston Bolaños versus Young Lee. I don't remember which Lee this is. There's a lot of them. Austin Daniel Santos. No sweat off my back. Hyder Emil. Not a good look, because Hyder Emil is not as good as we thought he was. Well, public thought he was. I didn't think Hyder Emil was that good. Yeah, not horrible losses here. Okay, Gaston Bolaños coming off. I think he got masterclassed by another Korean guy or something, right? Kwang Lee. Yeah, I mean, Chinese, Korean, whatever the fuck. I don't know. But yeah, he got literally masterclass. He got whooped on the feet. Complained about being taken down, tried to ego it, and then instantly got fucking, choked out. Very bad look. But before that, he had a masterclass performance against Cortavius Romeus, who's not great, but Bolaños looked pretty good in that fight. And then the Marcus McGee one, which isn't a too bad one, because Marcus McGee's actually not that bad. So, Bolaños is a weird fella. Because sometimes he shows up and he looks like he can be a contender. Sometimes he shows up and he looks like he's a bitch. I mean, that's just what it is. Face down, choked out on the canvas. This is tough. He's slow on the feet, but there's times where he's not. Oh, he's so bad when it comes to grappling, though. He's so bad when it comes to grappling. Ooh, I'm going to trust Young Lee gets takedowns and probably wins a 30-27, 29-28 based off the first, second, maybe he loses the third and Bolaños has a really good third. I think Bolaños is one of these weird guys, kind of like a Christian Rodriguez, almost like a Chito Vera, prime Chito Vera, where I think the third round, if he weathers the storm and survives to the third round, that's kind of where Bolaños wants to thrive. But I'm just not seeing it. I was, after he beat Romeus, I was okay, maybe Bolaños can be something. I don't think I'm going to be gaslit this time. You know, and I think these odds kind of reflect that. So I'm going to go with Lee. Not really too confident here. Both of these are kind of like B League, fucking featherweights. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. This is kind of like which one is worse, not really which one's going to be the prospect. You know what I mean? We're going to move on. Rafael Tobias, that's a debut name. Dyer, this guy. Oh, fuck. Yeah, yeah, debut. This Dyer kid. Okay. From my knowledge, apparently he was on roids on his regional scene. And that was to prevent a tick he had. It was like medication. He had to get off that to go into the UFC. And now, I swear to God, he will be touching his face. Like, if you've watched Lopez do his, like, you know, his Adam's apple thing, Dustin Poirier with the shorts pull, dude, this guy has the worst tick. He literally is, like, doing this constantly. He's just wiping his fucking eyebrows or some shit. He's just wiping his face constantly, and it leaves his hands low, and he can't see out of wherever he's wiping. And when I say constantly, I don't mean like, he does it 5 or 6 times around. I mean, he's doing it 100 times a minute. Like, this guy he touches his face more than punches he's thrown in his entire career. It's insane, like, his tick. I don't know what it is. He's not good either. Like, his wrestling is kind of shit. He got reverse Kimura'd in, I think, his last one. Yeah, Ezekiel, that's what it was. But he was attempting a Kimura to get the Ezekiel, I think, what it was. And then Brenson Hibero fucking Kimura'd him. This guy's shit. Like, I'm not picking this guy. He was 10-0 before he went to the UFC, and then he just got fucked up. Dude, these Kazakhstan fighters are kind of getting fraud checked heavy in the UFC, you know? A lot of them are not making it past their debut. I don't know, it's a weird phenomenon. But yeah, I'm gonna pick this Tobias guy. I don't know shit about him. Debut fighter. I'm gonna put more faith in a debut fighter than I can in a guy who's looked like shit. He looks fat. Like, this is not what he's gonna look like. This looks like a man with muscle. Dude, he's gonna show up and he's gonna look like he's wearing a fat suit. It's weird, man. It's weird. It's got to be studied, some of these fighters with, like, their glow up to glow downs and shit. I'm not trusting it. We're going to go with Tobias. We're going to move on. Sumaderji, Jesus Aguilar. I'm going to pick Sumaderji. Jesus is good. He's a hard worker. Sometimes he leaves rounds a little close because he normally grapples instead of, like, yeah, okay, these odds are fair. Yeah, normally he grapples, and when he grapples, he's not really active on the ground. He kind of hunts for submissions and stuff, but he doesn't really hunt for, like, damage. Recently, he's been doing a little bit better when it comes to that stuff, and his submissions are good. His guillotine is fantastic. His guillotine's great. He will go for a choke if he feels like he has it. Am I worried that Sumaderji gets caught by it? Because Sumaderji has this, I don't know if it's a fan base or whatever, but people talk about him like he's really high skilled. He's good, but he also leaves some stuff to be desired. His presence isn't as menacing as someone with a 72-inch reach, 5'8" at flyweight should be. You know? Like, this guy's, what, like O'Malley sized for flyweight, and he just doesn't feel like it in there. You know, he can get hugged against the cage. He can get sort of bitched around. Like, it's not impossible for Jesus to win this one. And if I was picking an underdog, I'm kind of licking my lips at this. Because Jesus is, like, he is good enough to take down guys like Sumaderji. You know, Sumaderji is kind of like a twig in there. But I do think Jesus is probably going to struggle with the reach. I think Sumaderji's I don't know now. This is interesting. This is very, very interesting. Because Jesus is good. Like, his grappling, like, his wrestling's good. Which is rare. Like, you don't see good wrestlers anymore. And his submission game is good. So Sumaderji shoots on him. Sue might get fucked. If he shoots on Sumaderji is probably not getting up from a takedown. And Sumaderji really only has the striking advantage, but Jesus Aguilar ain't even that bad on the feet. He's hittable, and his reach concerns me. This is either going to look like Sean Brady, Michael Morales, or this is just going to look like a complete skill gap from Jesus Aguilar. I'm gonna go with Jesus. I think I've just gaslit myself into picking Jesus Aguilar. I just don't see where Sumaderji's like, unless he catches Jesus. But I feel like overall, Jesus is just like better. His striking's not better. His danger's not better. But he's got it, you know? Like, he did good against Luis Garul, who sucks. Rafael Estevam, that was a close fight. You know? And he's beating the guys he should beat. I'm going to go with Jesus Aguilar. Yeah. I think he's going to win a 29-28. And maybe based off damage, because Jesus might get cut up near the eye, people might complain about the decision. But yeah, I'm going to go with Jesus Aguilar here. You know? Control time, explosive grappling. Sumaderji's a little bit too patient for my liking. I'm going to pick Jesus Aguilar here. We're going to move on. Cody Durden. That name, I've read that name before. Niam Jargal Tumen Dem Barrel. I've read that name before. Who the fuck? Yeah, I saw this guy fight last time. Cody Durden's good, man. Dude, Cody Durden's good. His gas tank is a problem. His gas tank has always been a problem, and him getting finished in the first round by Alan Nascimento, I'm pretty sure it was the first round, not a good look. One could do 1 + 1 = 2 here. Cody Durden is good, though. He's scrappy. He got cracked, I think, in his last fight. Yeah, Jose Ochoa. Like, he was doing so good, and then he got fucked in that third round. Like, dude, these three names really aren't that bad. Alan Nascimento could be something. Like, fuck, man, this is tough. Cody Durden's good. He is old, reach disadvantage, same height. But he's scrappy, man. Like, he was cracking Jose Ochoa. Ugh, this is tough. Like, he's been doing good, man. I'm gonna go with Toman Dembarrel. And this is kind of like, let's see how good Tumen Dembarrel is. I think if he beats Cody Durden, Cody might get cut, and that sucks. I think this is like a Neil Magny, but for flyweight in a way. You know, like, if you're good, you beat Cody Durden. This is interesting. I'm interested to see what happens here. I'm going to be picking Tumen Dembarrel, but this is sort of like a wait, you know? And I think the odds might get closer to a pick'em come fight day. It seems a little wide. I feel like it should be a pick'em. Because Tumen Dembarrel, I mean, he had an explosive like submission against a nobody. Who cares? And then he lost to Carlos Hernandez split, which I want to say was like a close 50-50 fight, but I can't remember too well because that was over a year ago. But yeah, if I remember correctly, like, he is good. He's just kind of open on the feet. And Durden, he's sort of been slowing down on the feet, and he's almost looking like he's a quittable fighter, but you have to make him quit, if that makes sense. Like, Anthony Hernandez is a quittable fighter, but you have to make him quit, kind of like what Sean Strickland did. Brendan Allen's the similar way, where you have to make him quit. But there's some people who just quit first sign of Michelle Pereira. First sign of adversity, that guy's fucking quitting, you know? Tumen Dembarrel, I don't know if he's that. I know Cody Durden sort of like, if you bring it to him, he will quit. So this will be interesting. I'm interested in this fight. We'll stay tuned. We're gonna move on. Alberto Montez versus Ricky Tercios. Ricky Tercios still employed, eh? The Bernardo Sopage fight. I think this guy was supposed to fight and the fight fell out with somebody. I don't remember who. Nice little fucking debut fight, eh? Ricky Tercios is good, man. I know, like, the Bernardo Sopage fight. Dude, Bernardo was... He was kind of a different level that fight. Bernardo is normally really good, and his grappling's pretty okay. Ricky's just sort of tiny. Even... Wow, he's bigger than this guy. He's normally, like, tiny in there. I don't know what it is. But he feels like he's just smaller than everybody he faces. Yeah, his wins are pretty shite. You know, Los Damon's, like, that's not the worst... Raul Rosas, I think that was, what, the Noche card. You know, like, Ricky, how is this high up? I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with Alberto. We'll see what happens. I don't know this kid. I don't know what he's about. I think Ricky's just, like, not UFC level anymore. Like, he's got the skills, he just can never mix it. Like, his wrestling seems good, his grappling defense seems okay, his striking seems okay, but he can never, like, mix it. So every fight, he's either a wrestler, a striker, or, like a grappler. Like, he's never mixing them. He's either always striking, always wrestling, or always, like, on the ground fucking trying to figure out something. You know, and I don't like that. Like, he just can't mix it well. I don't know if I can trust him to mix it well against a debut fighter. Yeah, this guy's face just makes me want to pick against him, though. I don't know what it is. You know? I don't know. Yeah, we're going to go with Montez here. We're going to move on. Dante Johnson versus Cody Bumdidge. Dante, this guy's kind of on a heater, right? Sudrik Dumas. Oh, that was his debut. Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, he whooped Sudrik Dumas. Cody Bumdidge is pretty shit, and he's been kind of getting Omega fraud checked. Dude, really? I'm just gonna pick this fucking Johnson guy. What's this guy's reach? Yeah, his reach is pretty good, if I remember correctly. It was pretty wide. He's just kind of tiny in there. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Dante Johnson here. Probably KO. Cody Brumdidge would probably, like... If Cody wins this one, he's gonna win it via DQ or some shit. Like, he'll kind of just do nothing. Like, recently, especially, there's fights where he's on, and he's scrappy, and he's getting in there, and he's going tit for tat. He's almost like a Justin Gaethje when he's on. Like, he's going in there, balls to the wall, fuck it, somebody dies. And he does well, but then there's fights where he just stares at people, gets leg kicked, and he doesn't know what to do. Or he gets hit, and it's just like his brain switches off, and then he gets ground and pounded. Or illegally hit to the back of the head or some shit. And that's why you see these weird decisions and fucking DQs and weird shit. I'm going to go with Johnson. I think Johnson probably one wicked overhand right just KOs Bumdidge. Bumdidge isn't going to move. He is crafty. Bumdidge is crafty for being 11-8 in the fucking sport. Wild record. He's still employed. Tai Tuivasa, 0-6, still employed. Interesting. Daniel Zellhuber, 0-3. We're still employing that guy? Interesting. Yeah, it's a lot of guys who should get cut from the sport, and Cody Brundage is one of them, but we'll see, I guess. Yeah, this was the fight where Dante was like... Dude, he was like... Oh, man. He was doing good wrestling, and I think it was... I was screaming at him to stop wrestling and just strike with the guy. And then he instantly got a guillotine latched up. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I'm going to go with Johnson. You know, I think Johnson looked good in his debut. I think Bumdidge is coming back. Like, this is one of those things where it's like you get knocked out or you get TKO'd, like Brandon Moreno, and then you come back a few weeks later. Like, yeah, I mean, it was an early stoppage, and then you just get fucking smoked. You get absolutely manhandled in your next fight because you haven't recovered properly. I think this might be a case, you know? This will probably be at catchweight, too. Bumdidge is probably going to come in overweight. I wonder if I'm right on that. That'll be a wild ball knowledge call. As this is a Monday. We're gonna move on. Cody Garbrandt versus, yeah, we're gonna go KO round 1, yeah. Like late round 1. Clubbing right hand, probably drops Brundage, out cold. We're gonna move on. Cody Garbrandt versus Long Zhao. Long Zhao's fun. He did just lose his last fight. He lost it because he's dumb. I don't know how. It was close. I don't know why he thought he won the fight. Like, he seemed very confident, and it was a scrappy fight with Su Young Yu. But Su Young Yu was very clearly up in that fight in terms of numbers, and Long Zhao can get cracked, but he can also crack. Like, this ain't gonna be a fucking Honey Barcelos in front of you striking, okay? Cody Garbrandt. This is gonna be a guy who can probably chin you, alright? So if Cody Garbrandt gets hit and instantly does the didn't feel it, I think Cody Garbrandt's gonna get smoked. He's gonna emote and then probably complain that this guy's not engaging with him. I think this is such like a Cody's gonna get overzealous and Long Zhao's just gonna keep winging shots. But I can also see Long Zhao not throwing back and just being a victim on the feet and just being peppered by Cody Garbrandt. I'm gonna I don't knock the Davison Figueiredo fight. Brian Kelleher, that's a nice KO. Trevin Jones isn't really that good. Kai Kara France, I mean, that was flyweight. That was a while ago. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be rooting for Cody. I'm going to pick Long Zhao, though. I got to stop betting. I got to stop picking with my heart so much. I am going to pick Long Zhao here because I do think Long Zhao is tougher, hits harder, and faster. You know, and Cody Garbrandt's boxing has really fallen off like a cliff. His striking isn't looking that good. He's very open to getting taken down. He hands low all the time, Cody. Like, I think he might get fucking smoked this fight. I think he might get rolled up and fucking smoked like a joint, man. Yeah, we're going to go with Zhao here. I think he's going to get a KO. I'm going to say early round 2. Like, start of the bell. They do an exchange. Cody Garbrandt gets clipped. And then he, like, wobbles a little bit, backs to the fence, and then Long Zhao just tees off, you know? I feel like Long Zhao, once he smells blood, I think he's going to go for it. And Long Zhao is, as inactive as Long Zhao can be, he will, like, point to the ground and stand in the middle and, like swing and bang. And I think that's, like, this is written for this card because it's a Max Holloway event. So, yeah. Moving on. Gregory Rodriguez, Bruno Ferreira. We saw this not too long ago. How the fuck is Bruno Ferreira the underdog? Am I missing something? Listen, Gregory, I love both these fighters. Don't get it twisted. I love both these fighters. The biggest bet I ever won was $60 on Bruno Ferreira by KO against Gregory Rodriguez. That was my first MMA bet. That was my biggest MMA bet. And I'm happy for anyone who made money that night. All right, shout out to We Want Picks. I took their advice. Gregory Rodriguez was coming off a fight where his skull was showing, and then Bruno Ferreira, I think, was making his debut. I'm gonna pick Bruno Ferreira by KO. Like, I don't think this is gonna be any different. If anything, I think Bruno Ferreira is gonna knock him out worse. Maybe even quicker. I think it was around 1 KO that had happened last time. Dude, I think Bruno Ferreira is going to get in there and spinning elbow Gregory Rodriguez and just flatline him. Now, normally rematches don't go the same way. Gregory Rodriguez has not been grappling. He's a legit black belt, really good jiu-jitsu. I don't think there's going to be grappling. I think this is going to be a stand-up fight. Gregory just wears damage too bad. Like, 34, kind of wild, considering I feel like I've been watching this guy my entire fucking life. But he is dangerous on the feet. He could finish Bruno Ferreira. Like, I'm not gonna say that's not possible this fight, despite Bruno winning the first fight. But he's gonna have to land a straight punch right down the pipe, right on the button of Ferreira. Possible. I think this Bruno Ferreira's locked in though. You know, like, he's being smart with his grappling. And the Marvin Vettori fight, that was kind of like, the test for Bruno Ferreira in a way. Like, Marvin's not good, but that was like the cardio test. I think he passed the test. So I'm going to trust Bruno Ferreira to get this done. If it's not round 1 KO, I can see this going to decision. Gregory isn't active either. So this can be a very, like, slow fight. I can sense this being a very slow fight. And then we end up with Bruno Ferreira just up in every round, just on the back foot the whole time. I think that's very possible. I think Ferreira is going to be hunting for spinning elbow, and I think he's going to land it. I think it's either going to fuck up Gregory Rodriguez pretty bad, or Gregory is, in my opinion, Gregory's more likely to gas in the later rounds, like later round 2 and 3, than Bruno Ferreira. So I think if this gets sloppy, I kind of rate Bruno Ferreira to get it done, to be honest with you. Both of these guys kind of have the same problems and strengths, but one of them beat the other one last time. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting rematch. I don't know why they're doing it, but alright. We're going to move on. Drew Dober, Michael Johnson. I'm going MJ, bro. Now, I know Drew Dober's got this aura about him, about certain fighters he fights. The Terrence McKennies, the Bobby Greens. We know. You know, there's certain fighters Drew Dober fights, and they seemingly of a certain team, and they're always knocked out for some reason, guys. And it would be so apt for Johnson to go on a 3-fight winning streak and then just get chinned out of nowhere. That's very Johnson. Dude, Drew Dober's ass. Can we just say it like it is? Modern day Drew Dober's shit. Like, he's slow on the feet. He's dumb. He wears damage pretty poorly. He can crack. Like, he was doing well against Prepperlek. Prepperlek was also doing really well. Prepperlek is a debut Canadian bum. I hate to say that about my countrymen, but that's just the facts. So, I'm going to pick Johnson here. We're going to move on. I'm going to go decision. 30-27 or 29-28. Johnson up every round, including damage. Maybe gets knocked down, and that's where the 20... get this fucking shit off my screen. What is this? What the fuck? Anyways, that was weird. But yeah. I'm going to go with Johnson here. I'm going to go with MJ. I like MJ. He's good. He's been looking good. Drew Dober's looking on the decline. We're going to move on. Rob Font, Raul Rosas Jr. I mean, I'm picking Raul Rosas Jr. Rob Font's good. He's crafty. I think he's just, like, this is where he's just too old. You know, his last fight showed me that. He's not smart enough to close the gaps to clearly win rounds. And David Martinez isn't like a bum now that we've seen him beat Cheeto. In my opinion, he's not really a bum. I think he showcased good cardio, good speed, good technique. Very hittable, which is, you know, I don't know how Rob Font didn't really hit him that much. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Raul Rosas Jr. I mean, he's got all the hype behind him. After getting fraud check with C-Rod, he's kind of just been unstoppable, not really even losing. I don't think he's even really lost a round. You know, he's been getting finishes. He's been doing good. Vince Morales isn't a terrible fighter either, and he kind of dominated him. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Raul Rosas Jr. here. I think this is just where Rob Font sort of takes the exit door. You know, exit stage left. We're going to move on. Yeah, 30-27, dominant grappling decision. I can see Rob Font even getting, like, club and subbed here. We're going to move on. Kyle Brahalio, Reiner de Ritter. This is an interesting one. What are the odds? I know who I'm picking. What are the odds? Wow. Interesting. I'm picking Reiner de Ritter. In a 5-rounder, I might pick Kyle Brahalio. In a 3-rounder, I know Reiner just had one of the worst performances of any fighter in their entire career, losing to short notice Brendan Allen via cardiac arrest. I'm going to say this, transparency. I am believing RDR did go through cardiac arrest, and he struggles with it as like a lifelong condition. He says he gets cardiac arrest going upstairs sometimes. We've obviously seen him go 5 rounds with Robert Whittaker. We've seen him go 3 rounds with some other guys. We've seen him knock out fucking Bo Nickel. We've seen him do really well against, or like go all the way to the 3rd round with GM3, the great GM3. I think Caio Brahalio has a trigger problem. And what I mean by that is that Caio does not know how to fucking pull the trigger. He's very decision-based. I think RDR is going to be up 2 rounds here. Kyo's going to have to bring it, and Kyo's going to have to, like, knock down RDR, which is possible. I think RDR is going to be dictating the pace. And I think very quickly we're going to see this as, whoever wins round 1, in my opinion, wins the fight. I think this goes to a decision. It's either going to be RDR dominantly gets a takedown, dominantly strikes with this guy on the feet, and just not outboxes him, outkicks him at range. Because RDR is, like, weirdly lengthy. But I just don't know if I can see Caio Borralho finding the chin on RDR coming off that loss to Nasruddin Imavov. But I do think this is going to be close. I think it's going to be 29-28 either way. I think RDR is just going to be dominant in the 2 rounds he wins. And Caio Borralho's always left rounds very close. Dude, the Jared Cannonier fight was close. I watched that not too long ago. Or, like, rewatched it. That fight was close. I don't like that, you know? And it's not just it was close. It was close, and you shouldn't have made it close. There's so many moments where I'm looking at Caio in the Imavov fight, in the fucking Jared Cannonier fight, and I'm like, just throw a leg kick here. Just throw a kick here. Just throw a jab and you win the round. The numbers are even. I think RDR is going to know when he's behind the round. I can trust RDR knowing he's behind and wanting to get ahead in the round more than I can Caio. I think RDR's kicking game is a lot better than Caio Borralho's. I think boxing-wise, Caio's better. And I think grappling-wise, RDR is going to show levels if this gets to the ground. I'm going to go with RDR. I have been gaslit before that this guy sucks, watching him almost get knocked out to GM3. I'm not going to be gaslit again just because he had cardiac arrest in one fight. I'm going to stay on the RDR train. It'll probably be an unpopular opinion, but I'm doing it. We're going to move on. Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira 2. First fight ended in a weird esophagus tear. We don't care about the first fight. This is pretty much a fresh matchup. Wow! Minus 200. Wow. This will be Oliveira's 4th resurrected career. You know, he went on that winning streak, lost to Islam, came back after beating Beneil, then he lost to fucking Arman, then he came back against Gamrot, and I guess we're still kind of riding that right now. Oh yeah, the Chandler one, because he lost to Arman, yeah. Yeah, wow. Yeah, this will be interesting. I'm very interested in this. In my opinion, this is a win-win. If Max wins, I'm happy. If Oliveira wins, I'm happy. You know? This is going to be a night where I don't care. Great fight. Wonderful fight. Fight of the night. Probably. Most certainly, probably it will be fight of the night. I'm going to go with Oliveira. I'm not a big Oliveira guy. I picked Gamrot to beat Oliveira. I obviously picked Ilia. I picked him to beat fucking Chandler, that's for sure. I think I picked Oliveira against Arman. I could be wrong. And then I don't think I was picking fights at the time. I probably would have picked Beneil to beat Oliveira, but if there's one thing I've learned is that you don't ever pick against Charles Oliveira in a winnable fight. Arman's not really a winnable fight, because that's literally like the 2nd best lightweight on the planet. Ilia Topuria is the best lightweight on the planet right now. Those are his 3 losses. You have Ilia, Arman, Islam. Yikes. Those are his 3 losses. What a way to demonstrate the level of fighter Oliveira is. I think Oliveira's striking is dangerous for this Holloway. I know he's more filled in. I don't like that we've seen Max get dropped in his last, 4 fights. He got dropped in the Justin Gaethje fight. Don't like that. Last 3 fights. He got dropped in the Justin Gaethje fight. Don't like that. Wicked KO. Loved it. Picked Holloway in that. Despite him being an underdog. Loved it. fantastic. Won a lot of money. Ilia Topuria knocking him out. I picked against Ilia. I picked Max in this fight. He got whooped in that fight. Max Holloway did. And then the Dustin Poirier one. Now, upon further rewatch, it was a back of the head strike, like a clip behind the ear that sort of knocked down Holloway. I think Oliveira is going to land a few hooks on Holloway. I low-key think Oliveira wins this one. And I think he clubs and subs Holloway. This is going to sound so bad. I don't think Holloway's bad. I think he's good. I don't think his toughness is there anymore. Like, I really don't. You know? Like, that Poirier fight, like, dude, you should be... That version of Poirier was the worst Poirier I think we've ever seen. You should be masterclassing that one. You should be fucking dunking on that guy's head. I think that was a 3-2 decision. Getting knocked down. And listen, Poirier almost had like 3 or 4 guillotines. I think Oliveira gets the back and gets a rear naked. I think what happens is that Holloway's winning round 1. He's doing really, really good in round 1. Oliveira might get cracked. Oliveira might even get dropped. And then I think he survives, gets back up. They start doing a little bit more tit-for-tat stuff. Round 2 plays out. And we're seeing a Holloway go against an Oliveira. And Holloway's looking good. He's looking good. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. Wide-eyed. Bop, bop, bop. And he doesn't have it. He tucks his hand like almost too far back. And I think he's going to get clipped. Or not back far enough, I mean. Like, he does this instead of this a lot. And he's going to do this. And Oliveira is going to be hooking right around that. And I really think Oliveira is going to drop Holloway. And I really think Oliveira is going to instantly go for the back. And instantly lock in a rear naked choke. We've seen Holloway get taken down by Ilia Topuria and a few others. And Ilia didn't really want to mess with Charles on the ground. He did good, got scrambled back to his feet, everything like that. Oliveira's good, man. I feel like if I didn't pick Oliveira, I'm going to kick myself in the ass because the amount of times I picked against his resurgence. I'm not going to doubt his resurgence here. Where Holloway, if he wins, I'm happy. It's great. I just think oh man, Holloway just hasn't changed, man. He throws a spinning back kick every once in a while. Other than that, he's jabs, 1-2s. Jab, 1-2, 1-2, 1-1-2, 1-1-1-2. And that's really it. Spinning back kick. And that's it, you know? Oliveira might go for the back. I think this will mostly be stand-up until it hits the ground when someone gets knocked down. I just don't think anyone's going to get flatlined in this fight. That's sort of my prediction. I don't think anyone's really going to get flatlined. I think late round 2, early round 3, Charles Oliveira knocks down Max Holloway after losing a round and gets the back and probably pours it on him. Like, Oliveira does well pushing forward, and Holloway's not been looking good when he's on the back foot, in my opinion. You know, every time, like, Poirier was advancing, like, he was doing really good when he shouldn't be. I know it's Poirier, but that was washed Poirier. That was retirement Poirier. You know, I'm going to pick Oliveira here. I'm going to go via sub. It's going to be no sweat off Max's back if he gets subbed by Oliveira. I mean, Oliveira is one of the best to do it. And if Max pulls this off, this is one of the best wins Max will have in his career, which is saying something because he's got Jose, he's got fucking the great Arnold Allen, Justin, like, he's got great names on his resume. But yeah, I'm going to be picking Charles Oliveira here. You know, I recognize Max has got a little bit more power at lightweight. I don't think it's going to be enough to just switch off Oliveira, you know? Like, if Oliveira, damn, that was only 7 months ago he got KO'd. If this was like if this was the Gamrot fight, I'd be picking Max. Too short, not enough time to recover. But it's not. So I'm going to be picking Oliveira, regenerated chin, one of the best grapplers to ever do it. I'm picking Oliveira. But yeah, this has been my picks and predictions for UFC 326. Stay tuned for the live stream Saturday. Whenever this card goes live, I will be live. Feel free to pop in, ask me anything. whatever you want. You know, compliment me on my picks for when I sweep this card. All right, stay tuned. But yeah, thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video. And as always, I hope you have a good day.